Hello and welcome to the Jungle Rock Island Rally. We have 9.4 kilometers across two stages coming up. The first of which here taking place on a 7.1 kilometer tarmac stage. As you can see, it starts at the observatory in the northwest, heads past the old military base, up and down the mountain before a very high speed stretch to end the stage off. For this event, we are using cars from 1974 inspired by the Group 4 era. They have between 120 and 150 horsepower, weighing between 600 and 750 kilos, giving them a power to weight of 5 kilos per horsepower. We have 12 competitors for today's rally across 8 different cars. So, with all that said, let's get into the action. First on the stage is Iris in the Slow Rotini 13 rally. She didn't complete either stage in Utah from making mistakes by pushing too hard. That mentality seemingly hadn't changed coming into Jungle Rock Island, as she would collect the wall in the first corner before overshooting the first junction. While the aggression was toned down for the remainder of the stage, she would still find a couple of guardrails as well as a couple of trees. Luckily, most impacts were light enough to avoid damage, and she would complete the stage in 5 minutes and 10 seconds. Next to run was Car Kid 98 in the Cactus Carlene TE74. Our first newcomer for Jungle Rock Island would unfortunately not make it very far in the first stage, the car buried in the trees just half a kilometre into the stage. Third into the stage would be Lynx in the Draculina BVSRO. Our second newcomer for Jungle Rock Island would make it further into the stage, though a small overshoot on the first junction would cost them a little bit of time. Taking it somewhat easy to avoid mistakes, they would hit a hard bump, leading to a tap on a guardrail, and then would take a little adventure running wide with understeer, trying to put the power down. Unfortunately, they would succumb to the same fate as Car Kid, running wide in a fast right-hander at the top of the mountain and falling down a bank, the front-wheel drive car proving incapable of climbing its way back onto the stage. Next up was Orange in the Mad Elena, returning after a 13th place finish in Utah, having rolled out of the second stage there. They'll be hoping for a clean run here for a better finishing result. It would mostly be a safe run through the stage, but misjudgment while braking for a downhill hairpin would then lead them to find some trees. They would quickly reverse out of the trees, and with only minor bumper damage, they would get to the end in 4 minutes and 49 seconds. Then it was a turn for Rallygator in the Sprinter Rally, our third newcomer for Jungle Rock Island. Pushing and looking quick in the first half of the stage would lead to a couple of close moments over the mountain, thus leading to a tamer second half of the stage. In the end, Rallygator would be a few seconds slower than Orange, finishing in 4 minutes and 53 seconds. Then it was Adebo's turn in the Extram XLT Limited. After clean runs through Utah led them to 7th place last time out, they would be hoping for more of the same here on Jungle Rock Island. Unfortunately, though, that would not continue. A similar misjudgment under braking as Orange in a downhill hairpin would cause some suspension damage. Struggling with the damage, Adabo would roll off a rock on the downhill section of the mountain, costing them valuable time. In the end, they would be able to limp to the finish with a time of 5 minutes and 44 seconds. Next up was Dara in the Chevron Rennies. Having shown good pace in Utah, they only finished 6th after a roll in the second stage, which cost them significant time. A seemingly balanced approach was doing them well until they would, like others, misjudge their braking into a hairpin. Unfortunately, though, for them, they'd be unable to find a tree and instead started falling down the mountain, getting them stuck and being unable to continue. Next up then would be E in the Mad Elena. Our fourth newcomer for Jungle Rock Island had a very measured approach and was looking quick. Over the mountain, though, they would become the third victim of the downhill hairpin, misjudging their braking and running into the trees. After a small struggle to reverse out of the foliage, E would continue on with minimal damage and would finish a few seconds quicker than Orange, with a time of 4 minutes and 46 seconds. Getting into the real sharp end of the grin now with Ice Paro in the Dracolina BVSRO. Our fifth and final newcomer for Jungle Rock Island would be looking to challenge the top of the leaderboard, pushing aggressively through the stage. Ice Paro would nearly add their name to the list of victims of the downhill hairpin, running a bit deep but just managing to avoid contact with the trees. A brush on a guardrail would be their only other worry, as they would complete fastest of anyone so far in 4 minutes and 41 seconds. Then it was Clumsy's turn in the Ford Mockingjay. After a second place finish at Utah, Clumsy would be hoping to continue that pace here on Jungle Rock Island. And they were certainly pushing to do so, using all of the road and a little bit more when they got up onto two wheels from hitting a bank. By the end, though, they would not be the quickest, but narrowly beat ID with a stage time of 4 minutes and 45 seconds. Then it was Phoba's turn in the slow Rotini 13 rally. After a 4th place finish being just over 10 seconds off of the podium in Utah last time out, Phoba would be looking for to be a step closer to the top this time on Jungle Rock Island. A clean opening stage would be a great start to achieving this, setting the quickest time through so far at a 4 minute 58.3 with only one car left to run. That final car would be our winner from Utah. Orange Ghost and the Ford Mockingjay would be aiming to repeat their feat of winning both stages last time out. With the competition looking to break their streak, Orange Ghost would need a clean but quick run through the stage. And they were certainly trying, using all of the road, getting the car up on two wheels and having a couple of brushes with the guardrails after hitting some bumps. In the end, they would be able to take the top spot once more, finishing the opening stage in 4 minutes 35.6 seconds, 2.7 seconds quicker than the second place driver Phoba. Now, looking at the rest of the stage results, in third, rounding off the podium, we have Ice Paro, 5.9 seconds off the fastest time. Then in fourth, we have Clumsy, 10.3 seconds back, 8 tenths ahead of fifth place driver E. Orange then slots in behind, also in the Madalena, 14 seconds off the lead, and 2.9 seconds off their fellow Elena driver. Rallygator then in seventh, 17.4 seconds back. Then looking to the second page, Iris a bit further back at 35.2 seconds before Adabo with their issues, finishing 1 minute 8 seconds, 0.9 off the pace. Of course, we then had our DNFs, Lynx, Dara, and Car Kid crashing out across the stage. That's going to do it for the highlights of the first stage. Make sure you subscribe to stay tuned for onboard footage from the first stage, as well as the second stage coming next week. So thank you all for watching, and until next time, it's goodbye.